What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back here again with Akeem, Saeed, and Abib. What's happening, boys?
All
Nothing
good,
much.
all
Good,
good.
man.
Yeah, all
Good
good.
weekend.
All good. Quiet weekend, should we say?
Nah, not if you're a Chelsea fan. That was a scary game against Wrexham, boy. They really were trying to will on that fairy tale story, but hey, we had to bring them guys back to reality, innit? Let them have their little moment. Let them have their little star shots of Ryan Reynolds, yeah. But then when reality has to kick in. The football rules have to come in, let them know who's boss, and then let the real
Yeah,
teams go to the quarters, innit?
yeah. They're not.
Yeah.
They're definitely not used to VAR over there. One the red card and one the disallowed goal. That was a shock to their system. I thought they can get away with those kind of tackles and score upside goals as if nothing happened. No, 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 it doesn't happen. That's not the case, man. But look, we'll get we're not really going into the FA Cup, but we can touch on a few details in regards to the FA Cup. Um, but first, people, if you could please subscribe to the channel, click the like button, turn on your notification to know whenever we upload. And comment, man, ask some questions. Let us know if you have any questions for us, or if you have any comments on whatever we discussed this week. Add some comment, man, so we can discuss it next week. What's happening, Akeem? Yeah, have a great happy week for you.
It's been a good week. I can't lie.
Yeah,
Man. It's been a decent week. City dropping points, Tottenham losing, Man United losing to 10-man Newcastle. It's been a good week.
yeah. Now look, we obviously not gonna we're gonna quickly touch on that midweek game because that has changed the dynamics in regards to like the title race from
And top four is.
yeah and top four. To be fair, I think I said it last week. The top foot race, it was always open for grabs.
Yeah.
I didn't, despite United being like third. I made it very clear. I didn't think that things can change very quickly because we said the same thing about Liverpool a few weeks ago. The only team I guess a lot of people will be surprised in that's now dragged into the race, that from challenging for the league to now challenging for top four, is Villa really. And I said once again, I
Yeah.
said Villa was going to be in the race. I said this time ago, but certain people was trying to the title race. I'm not going to say any. I'm not going to say any names. I made it very clear. I made it very clear that like they will get pulled, like they can get pulled into the race, and the more people into that race, the better it is for all of us, really.
Yeah.
And they've still got to play us. They've still got to play the loss to Chelsea.
Badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm not sure if they've still got to play Liverpool, and they've still got to play City. So they've still got a tough run of games to go. So it's going to be hard on them. But we'll talk about the top four. But quickly, just to touch on Arsenal now being 7 points clear. Just what were your thoughts on that, Akeem?
Dream scenario. I didn't expect it. I thought Manchester City will go and beat Nottingham Forest. But Nottingham Forest. This just goes to show that on any given day, a team that you think that you can go and beat, they can come to your house and grab something. Like, you can't take any game for granted. We've seen that with my team when we played Brentford and then we played Wolves and dropped points to both. And now we're seeing it with City. We're seeing it with Liverpool as well. Liverpool fans, all of you lot were laughing when we drew with Wolves. You lot lost. You lost. Yeah? So stop your laughing and focus on your club.
It was actually a good win by Wolves as well, that game. So it weren't like a smash and grab, I don't think. Like, they played well.
I think it's easier saying that now because even when we drew to Wolves at home, even Arsenal fans, everybody was talking about us drawing to Wolves at home. So you all felt it now because when
Yeah.
when you play those teams when they're fighting, like don't get me wrong, I still think those teams are spiteful because they're going down regardless. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't trying to put up a fight. I think they're just taking random points on people teams
For no reason. What are you doing with those points?
For no reason. I still think they're going down, but I guess everyone can see, and that goes for City as well with like Forest. When those teams are fighting, everyone thought that game should have been like a straightforward game for City, but they didn't. They should have obviously had chances at the end to win the game. They didn't win the game. But let's quickly.
Quick question. Do you think that Haaland and Sales was that? Do you reckon that's a penalty, or should Haaland have got booked?
What you guys
saying? Neither nor, man. I think it's neither nor. He goes for the ball, like yeah. I don't think it's a dive, and I don't think it's a pen.
Yeah. Because I thought like he was playing for the penalty, like he pushed his foot out so it was more for me. It would probably be more of a foul on the goalkeeper, for the goalkeeper, because he literally like more or less almost kicked the goalkeeper, trying to win the penalty.
Well, you see this playing for the like as in, if you're like that's what you're meant to do, kind of thing. Like as in, I don't think it's bad to try and play for a pen, but whether it comes off or not, in it. That's why I say it's not a pen. It's not a foul by the keeper either. It's neither nor.
So just quickly on, as I said, we're not going into the game, but how are you feeling after United dropped points? So lost to Newcastle with 10 men midweek.
Recently, United been sucking me in, yeah, and oh mate, disappointment is not even a word. I think like we played against 10 men for the last couple of games as well. Like, as in that's all we know how to do right now. And it was just so slow, so lethargic, and that's what's really disappointing. I think if we stepped up when we needed to, in the game, like we have seen them turn it on in the first like 3 or 4 games under Carrick, then yeah, like I think we beat the Newcastle 10 man Newcastle, but yeah, I remember like Malacia, yeah, was. Let him go now. Don't even ask for any money. Just let him go now. He started running inside where all the space is on the outside, and that's where Sula went to go and collect the ball. So, but he was just pissing me off in the game anyway. But yeah, like as in, like he wasn't the reason why we lost the game. Like we should have scored a couple of goals before that. So yeah, like as in, it's just one of the performances very disappointing to watch. It does remind me of some of the performances that we have had, but we just scored goals in those performances. So, yeah, it's a result that's just disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy how you guys look a little bit leggy in comparison to the other teams, considering the schedule is a lot lighter as well. Yeah.
If you deep it, like this is the second time we did it against West Ham as well. When we had a midweek game, it don't look good. So, like, as in against West Ham, it didn't look good. Against Newcastle didn't really look that good. And like again, everyone's saying Kai should get the job, give him the job, but we're only seeing him play once a week, where that's a luxury that we're not going to have next season if we make Champions League or if we make any football. So easy to say, but you need to be able to judge everything in its entirety. So that's why I've said that leave it to the end of the season, see where we get, see what money's about, etc. But yeah, it just looks like that game and the West Ham game are 2 standout games that didn't look good at all.
Yeah, I once again, I've been saying that I've just been optimistically cautious with United, and I've pointed this out. Like, we are winning games, and when you're winning games, everyone's mind is slightly clouded, because I've been saying that like we shouldn't be playing at a slow pace. Like we're playing at walking pace, especially like midfielders. Like I always see Maino walking with the ball, Casemiro walking the ball. Like you got to speed it up. You're the one with the fresh legs. Like you got to. Maino didn't have a great game on. To be fair, I only think he had one great game. The rest he just had decent games. Everyone's gonna overhype it because we're winning games, and then be like, "Oh, why didn't Amarin play him? Why?" You know what football fans are. I don't think he's done anything out of the ordinary that you wouldn't expect him to do. That's just my personal view from him anyway. The only thing I've been more impressed with him with is that I didn't think he can get across the pitch, but he has been able to do that. But I don't think he's done anything out of the ordinary.
I agree.
And because
let's leave that conversation to another day.
Again,
let's leave that conversation for another day because like we can get into it if you want. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, but I don't really care getting into it. You Maino fans, bro, that is a good player. Like, he's a right player. We're going over the top, like because it does okay. Just because the players come from your academy doesn't mean you have to.
Do you think people overrate them?
Yeah, every little thing that he does,
a little bit.
All of a sudden we have to intensify it, saying as if he's done something great, but it's done okay, bro. There's better midfielders across the league than him this season. Like, let's just be honest. That's the reality of what it is, and we're scared to. The young players holding us to ransom because we don't want to let him go. What kind of rubbish is that?
Yeah.
It's just nonsense, bro. Like, same way people didn't want to get rid of Garnacho. Garnacho's gone now, bro. I don't think young players, a big club like United, you should be allowing the young players to be holding us to ransom. Like, yes, like it's potential that we might ended up losing, fair enough. But at the same time, we've been on the flip of the end of things where we've kept on to potential that hasn't materialized. But it's not about Maine. I'm not even trying to make it about it. I'm just using him as an example of people walking like around. As I said, once again, United fan getting triggered because I said Maino. If you realize the conversation about us playing at walking pace, but he's getting triggered because I said Maino, as if is exempt from any.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
I'm saying, like it's look. Don't let us do that. I didn't make a Maino conversation. You're the one that made a conversation, but don't let us start exempting from any criticism.
I'm not getting triggered. My statement is just
Maino. It's just
I'm saying we'll just another.
Say that again, Saeed. You're breaking up.
You're breaking up. No, it broke up. But you guys can see what I mean, bro. Like, I was talking about everyone in general, but United fans want to make it about Maino. And it's not that I don't like Maino, but
he's a good player.
I just said, look, like as in
Go on.
It keeps breaking up. I'm just sick and tired of them trying to make it about a young player when it's not really the case, bro. It's not. Like, he's a good player. Like, he hasn't reached his potential yet. If you're loading him about what you're seeing so far, then it shouldn't be, because we've seen better than this before in the past from a young player. You shouldn't be loading what you're seeing right now, bro. Do you get what I mean? So what I do think is a good player, but
maybe it's because they've seen when he jumped on the scene how good he is, and the fact that maybe he's not playing to the levels he was. Maybe it's a case of maybe like they're scared that, is it a United fault that players aren't reaching their full potential here, but they end up reaching their full potential when they go elsewhere? Because I guess that does happen to a few United players as well. So maybe that's like what comes into the
which ones? Sorry, which ones? Yeah, I need an example of what Man United players.
How many examples can you provide?
Yeah. Because we've seen, over the last 3-4 years,
people just say these things, bro. But how many examples of those can you provide? Bro?
McTominay.
Bro. One. The thing with McTominay is in no different to what he was doing in United, to what he's doing that thing.
And he's in a team and in a structure that's allowed. He's
like we have to make these things as we go, bro. We make these things up because McTominay was calling him a rubbish player. We was trying to play him deeper than he should be playing at McTominay. The only difference now, he's playing higher up the pitch, but
his technical ability hasn't improved. He's still the same player he was at Man United. He's just able to score goals and be in the limelight.
Yeah, nothing has changed for me personally when I watch McTominay. And then we talk about it, and then at the same time we say the Italian league levels have gone down.
Yeah, let's be real.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
So why would you not like? I don't. This is no knock on McTominay, by the way. Sorry, because I don't want it to be another McTominay like bashing. But the levels of mentality we're saying has gone down.
Yeah, that's fair.
Look, Inter Milan just got knocked out of the Champions League by Galatasaray.
Objectively, look at Napoli, they won the league last season. They didn't even qualify to the next round.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not even an agenda. It's true.
Yeah. So look, I'll say, Maino can become a great player in future, and this I'm not saying that he can't. I'm not saying he doesn't have the talent to become a great player, but let's just be realistic with what we're watching. Don't blow smoke up his ass. Like it's not. Don't get held to ransom by a young player. If he wants to go elsewhere, let him go elsewhere. Like actually wanting to go elsewhere. How's that planning out for him so far? And that's another talent. I'm saying, don't get me wrong. I still think that Nacho is another talent, but is a talent that's just not developing. That's keep making the same mistake after time. So we can't just be holding up to talent to think that somehow this talent can materialize and getting held to ransom because they want to play football. Just don't, because let's say we bought better midfielders. I mean, Elliot Anderson. Do you think Elliot Maino will get into the team?
Nah, he's not. He's holding bench. He's holding. If Man United sign Belieber and Elliot Anderson, Maino's holding bench, and you have to shut up and suffer it. and that's just the fact of the matter.
That's a fact of the matter, though. Like if he goes to like City, who does he start ahead of?
Nobody.
No. Especially because City got better.
No. Habib. If he goes to Chelsea, who does he start ahead of?
Who does he start ahead of in Chelsea?
Dario Asugo. That's where he is in the pecking order. Do you guys even know who Asugo is? Probably not.
He played yesterday. That's the first time I see him. That's the first time I see him. I didn't even know who he is.
He's one of the players. You bought both of them for Sporting Lisbon. He actually had a decent season in Sporting Lisbon, but obviously he's been injured as soon as he got there, so he's only just started. He's done a big. So I know who he is. He done well for Sporting Lisbon because I bought him with the other winger for Sporting Lisbon as well. I forgot what his name is. That's coming in the summer. Yeah. But yeah, look, I didn't want to make this about Maino, but Saeed's obviously turned it into that. See how triggered it can be, bro. It's about me about United, man. I
guess after that loss, does that change like what you think about top four? Does that get you worried in any way? Or
no. I think I made it very clear even before that loss that I don't think that I've been optimistically cautious. Of course, I'm not estimate top four, but I've been very careful with my words and I'm not getting carried away with it. Even now, I still think we can still make top four because at the moment, if I had to pick who's going to go out, I think it might be Villa based on form. Yeah, but once again, that may change in the next week or two because constantly we're seeing within a week or two, a lot of these things are changing. So, yeah, we just have to wait and see how we get on. We'll get onto the top four race in a bit. I think this week, whereas there's no Premier League games, before we touch on other topics that I think that we discussed briefly over the last few weeks, but we've never really gone into details with it. So I think this is probably we try and use 10 minutes each for each one or so. I'll start with the Premier League in terms of one of the talking points is how boring the games are this season. And I just want to get you guys' views on it to see whether you agree in regards to the league being boring. What we're seeing more often this season, the common pattern is set piece goals. There's a lot more emphasis on set pieces. There's nothing wrong with set piece goals, if you ask me. But I think my concern is the time that it's taking for teams to take these set pieces. It's taking teams so long to take throw-ins, to take corner kicks, and that means there's less game time we're seeing. Do you get what I'm saying? And then in terms of the corner kicks, all this wrestling in a box, it's not a great watch. You get what I'm saying? And it's not this is consistent across the league. This is just not one team. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's certain teams that try to play football regardless of the situation. And I think it is at their own detriment, which is a shame because I didn't want it to be that. I would love for like a team that's trying to play football to at least be performing well or proving that you don't have to play that way in order to get results. But what's ended up happening is the teams that are trying to play football are getting punished for it. Like example, Liverpool, they're trying to play football, they are getting punished for it. So, but the teams that are playing bully ball, whatever what you want to call it, being physical, set pieces.
You should coin that.
They are successful. Like example would be Brentford. Do you know what I mean? Example would be Arsenal. What
Everton.
The sad thing about it as well is this team can play football. Arsenal's got all the Arsenal in their team to be able to play football, and they do. Like you got a deep squad where you got top talent for you to play football. And even Brentford, I've seen when they was playing I've seen them play football. But this is not just like I'm only just mentioning this name as an example. I'm not saying the league is like this because of this teams, but these are just examples that's coming off my head really. Well, as much as I would love to rip into Arsenal, I don't think it's solely Arsenal. It's like it's consistent. The last point I wanted to make is one thing I do find frustrating, even if you are going to play, if you're going to rely on set pieces and also fair enough. One of the things I find frustrating in today's game is 11 men behind the ball all the time, not allowing like the wingers or forward players to do what they do best, like not giving them the freedom, like not allowing fullbacks to go 1-on-1 with like wingers. Every time is a double up game. It's like, for example, you can't allow Garnacho to stay up there and allow Cucurella to go 1-on-1 with his winger. He has to come back. The best one-on-one in the league is probably Timber, but he's still getting Saka still have to come and double up. Why is that? When you can just leave Saka up there, you should be able to trust Timber to go 1-on-1. So it's like everyone's always having 11 players behind the ball, and I just thought it's not. I think teams should always be able to play how they want to play, and I've always been a believer that team football shouldn't be played one way. It can be played. Everyone can have their own tactic, but when the whole league is doing it, it's just boring for me, bro. Like obviously, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are, but it's just not.
So your team Arnie Slot, your team Arnie Slot, yeah. You're back.
Yeah. I'm not team. Obviously, if I don't, at the same time, you got to be practical, right? If you know you're not gaining points of it, don't be an idiot and be the team that is losing on points. You have to adjust to the league. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, but I do think he's right to a certain extent. Is that let's try and play football here.
I don't understand why there was so much outrage, because if you listen to what he said, he didn't criticize the Premier League. He just said like he enjoys watching the Eredivisie more, but he's like, oh, okay, but obviously the Premier League's like this, it's physical, so we just have to play like this. But he wasn't saying the Premier League's bad. Like he wasn't saying that, oh, people shouldn't play this way. He was just saying like factually, well, not factually, but most people would say like other leagues are more entertaining to watch. I don't know why the media decided to say that, oh, shut up, you can't say that, you're losing. Like, what does him winning or not losing have to do with what he enjoys? Like, I don't understand why people were getting onto him, but I agree. But I think it's more just, I think it's just more a circumstance of how competitive the league is, because I think where teams, like you were saying, Tommy, the defensive structures are so good, they're so solid that it gets even harder to break down teams. Things like also when a team does want to play football and you have other teams with strong physical players going man to man to kind of prevent them from playing football, it kind of forces your hand, right? It kind of forces your hand to say, okay, we're losing our jaws, so we have to get physical players ourselves. These teams are so organized defensively that we need another way to break them down and score. So it does end up leading to set pieces. Like if you look at that Chelsea Arsenal game the other week, there wasn't really much between the teams in play, right? So because both teams are cancelling each other out, I can't blame Arsenal for resorting to set pieces. At the end of the day, all you're going to care about, all a manager cares about, all a team cares about is, I want to win any way possible. So if we're cancelling each other out in play, and set pieces are an easy way to get a goal, like why wouldn't you? So yeah, it is a shame that it kind of has to go this way, but like I don't really blame anyone for it. Like it's just at the end of the day, teams want to win, and to be honest, you do see the difference of this when it comes to the Champions League as well. Look at the top, in the top 8, I think all the English teams made it to the top, apart from Newcastle, made it to the top 8, right? So you can see even when like Chelsea were playing in Barcelona, like we just bullied them, we bullied them. So it shows the physicality in the Premier League is gonna carry over to Europe, and Europe can't match it as well. So yeah, it's a shame people want to watch the Joga Benito, we want to watch beautiful football, but at the end of the day, football is about winning in it, and this is what it's come to, man. This is the type of football that wins the most games.
Yeah, look, I guess it's about winning, but we talk about the Premier League as the best product in the world. Is it really, if this is what we're offering?
Can I just say, like I disagree that like as in we're just being more physical. Like as in, I love watching football. Like Rooney, Ronaldo, 08 to 12, whatever. They were physical then as well, though. Like that was a physical period, and we would try and use that physicality in Europe as well. I think the difference is there's a lot more focus on set pieces, a lot more focus on things that aren't like generally football. If you get what I'm saying.
I have a theory, but carry on.
I don't necessarily think it's a physicality. We've always been getting physical players, like big players, like in the middle, like yeah. And like in all honesty, like as in, so like I think like a lot of this has stemmed from Arsenal, teams like Arsenal, teams like Brentford. But Arsenal, let's say like the set piece revolution that they've had from last season, I think it is
2 seasons,
because set piece coach and all sorts. Like I think teams have looked at that and thought, okay, like as in we're gonna have to do that too, and like almost at the detriment of football, like as in, as Tom said, the time it's taken to set it up. Like again, like corners, like I love just seeing like Tottenham like a couple of years ago, like when they play Man City and they're having like 3 man up from corners, in it. So Man City still have to worry about all them 3 players, and them kind of games, like as in back and forth between Man City and Tottenham, and obviously Tottenham got the better of Man City a few times in those kind of respects. Man City were the total football team, and Tottenham just getting them on the counter or whatnot, having players who are devastating on the counter. And it's a shame that you're seeing everybody in the box now, like all 10 men, 11 men are behind the ball or in and around the box. And you kind of think, what happens if like a team literally just says, okay, like we're going to try. So even like a team like Arsenal, where you got like Martinelli and Saka, for example, leave them up and like everyone else defend, because the minute you do that, you're going to take people out of the box, and especially because you've got like strong headers in the box already, like as in Martinelli and Saka aren't really going to be like headering your ball. They might be covering spaces or blocking people or not. So it might just take a team like that to literally be like, okay, cool, like we're going to leave people up, and if you want to still pack the box, cool, like as in we might concede a goal, but if we do get the break, then you guys are going to be in trouble. Whereas, as I said, like the focus is more being the set pieces and like not conceding goals from these set pieces versus how best to manage set pieces, corners, free kicks, and throw-ins and stuff like that. It is kind of, for me, it's kind of boring. It's having an effect on the big games as well. So like, yeah, the big games are what you always tune into, and like that the big games kind of sell the product to the Premier League, and like you've had a lot of big games that in the past that like literally have been electric. And yeah, looking at some of the big games this season, as you touched on, Arsenal with Chelsea just decided on set pieces. Yes, there was a bit of football in between as well, but there were times where there wasn't like you guys. It felt like you guys could go at it a bit more, kind of thing, or have basically break lines a bit more so that you can get an attack. But like, because yeah, it doesn't seem like the focus is right. It seems like the focus on how best to exploit set pieces. Yeah, and when I throw into the big games, and for me, that's where it's kind of like alarming, and yeah, like you can kind of say it's boring. I can kind of accept, and the point you made about having 11 people behind the ball as well. Like I get the whole blocks, like as in defending and attacking in blocks as well, but like as in it is getting ridiculous if you get what I'm saying, having so many people behind the ball. But the only thing I will say is like having that many people behind the ball means that there is space in behind as well. So like the teams that are defending, how are you going to transition and exploit that space? Like you do want to kind of see more from teams in it. But
now, even if you have 11 players behind the ball against City, Liverpool, you get it right. Okay, cool. This is a tight game. You both have quality teams. I mean, players. But you ain't having 11 players behind the ball against Wolves. Like, what's the point now, bro? Do you get what I mean? What's really the point now? See what I'm saying? Is like, are you telling me, like, even us, like, I'm just saying, even us or Chelsea, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you saying that we can't leave Mbemo up there by himself? Why does Mbemo just come back? I'm saying, what if Dallo can't go 1-on-1 with Wolves winger? What, you know, like or Chelsea, you know what I'm saying? Cucurella, one of the best one-on-one defenders, can't go 1-on-1 with Wolves winger. Like, or we can't do Garnacho up there. What is really the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing now? Obviously, this it's just because it's consistent across the league, you know. You know what I mean? It's not like
I have a theory on that.
Go on.
Like, cool. So we grew up, well, us three, we grew up in the night watching 90s football, Serie A. No, dig.
Actually, no, that's fair. That's fair.
No.
You started saying Serie A 90s football, I accepted
Yeah.
it.
Like, cool. And if we remember back in those days, they were the most organized, the most tactically aware sides in the whole world. And I think the Premier League is now leaning towards that, where where the jeopardy is so high that managers and teams are just reverting to that prototype of where organization, structure, and a platform is paramount, and then the attacking stuff that comes after. And remember, like I remember watching AC Milan back in the day with Costa Curta and Baresi and them man there. Like, they were hard to beat, hard to break down, and Premier League's literally reminded me of that. Remember Parma. Look at Parma now. Mm-hmm. Parma was a big club in the 90s, challenging for honours in Cup Winners' Cups, UEFA Cups, like challenging for things. And now look at them. But like, I think like Brentford might now be the new Parma.
Yeah, it's all just one big chess match. I remember I was listening to Gareth Bale on the overlap, and they asked him the question, like, why do you think football's gone this way? And he was saying, like, back in his day at Real Madrid, there wasn't any coaching, but they all knew that they were superstars pretty much. And he was saying that Ancelotti wouldn't do any tactical work, none of that. It was just purely man management just to get them to go. The only time they would ever do tactics is Barcelona, and the tactic would just be to get behind the ball and counter. That was literally the only time they got tactics. That was it. But he was saying, like, nowadays, like, you don't get that individuality with players. It's now more like the managers are the superstars, basically. It's how well organized you can get your team to be.
But just on that, like, so this is what I'm like. I get the tactical awareness, and we've always had like defenders and midfielders being like very tactical and having to be coached very tactical. But the attacking players, like, yes, you're being told to drop in and X, Y, and Z, but where you see space, like, if you see a ball and it goes with midfield, like, where you see space, like, go and attack it, like, because at the end of the day, like, I think Henri said this, something like this, like, and this is why he struggled at Barca, like, he will score a goal and like he will feel like he's done his job. Whereas like Pep will come and tell him, well, no, like, if you keep doing that, you're not going to play the next game. I don't care if you scored or not. But for me, it's still like, attacking player, you want to, like, you always kind of want to say, I don't care what you're saying. Like, if I get you out of jail, like, you can't say nothing to me, kind of thing, innit? And I do think
but then if you're doing, but remember, these managers and they have a system, and every player is a little cog in that system. And if you're not doing the job of that cog that the manager needs, irrespective of you, I don't know, scoring a worldie or beating two. Because the next game, you might not score that worldie, and now you're out of position. And now the other team can attack and counter, and then bam, now you're out of a competition. You lost the game. Blah 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 blah. So that's where I get it, but also I get Henri. Like I want to see. I love the Mavericks. Like for me, Ronaldinho is the greatest footballer of all time. I never saw Pele. I saw Maradona and in the '94 World Cup. I never saw him after that. I never saw him before that. So like. For me, Ronaldinho, then R9, they're the greatest players I've ever seen in my life. I love those players. Like and I believe if these players were to be brought up in today, the flair, the Maverick, it will be coached out of them. And
I think that's the point I'm trying to make. Is like, can those players survive in this era? Because and then also go back to the point
too system based.
Abib was making about Gareth Bale. These players don't need much instructions. It's like now we're overcoaching these players. It's like we have like 20 coaches on a bench or however how many every possession, coaching them on where to be, how to position your body. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
That's why the players are so young as well nowadays. It's because it's like you're coaching them from young to be those robots. That's probably why the older age players you're not seeing as much, because it's like they've got their own mind of football now and they're getting probably phased out for the new robots you've got to control.
Yeah, so we're not going to see all these generational players that we had over the years. As I say, we can start it from Romario, Bebeto, Vieri, to like World Cup '98, to Ronaldo, Zidane, Zidane before them,
even Okocha,
Rivaldo, these kind of players. You know what I'm saying? Even the Nielsen at Real Betis. So these kind of players, you still remember these talent. Do you know what I mean? There's so many you can name. I'm missing out. Like Totti, there's so many that I'm obviously missing out. Like
I remember every team had a player in it that you want to come.
You know every team had a player. There's a real Mavericks of football, and you struggle. Like if you go into the league now, who really? How many Mavericks you have? Because believe me, like if someone like Acuna was then, like he will be a Maverick. You get what I'm saying? Like Acuna. You know what I'm saying? And he sometimes I don't feel like he gets to express himself the way he wants to. We still get to see bits of him. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he really gets. We get to see what we want from him. And then you go into I just think Arsenal teams are full of robots. Anyway, it's like the only person that I feel like is a man. I think Eze is slightly different, but he doesn't get to express himself enough. Eze is a street footballer, and you don't really get to see much of that from him. And Noni.
He's just too inconsistent.
He doesn't really get to see that. And then you have even Man City, when Cherky was doing what he wants to do, Pep was saying, I don't like it. Do you know what I'm saying? Pep didn't like it. And this is what we like. Do you know what I'm saying? We want to be entertained. But I think it also goes back to what everything we all been saying is the pressure of football now. The emphasis is played on emphasis on teams to win games, the pressure on managers. Everyone just wants to do whatever they got to do to win the game. And there's so much money in it. Like you got to make top 4, you got to make money to buy new players. So look, I don't love the direction it's going into. I just hope that it's just happening this season and we can hopefully see a bit more. And I think that what the Premier League are trying to do next season is, even if you are going to score from set pieces, we're not going to give you as much time, giving them a set time to take throw-ons, corner kicks. They need to do that because it's ridiculous how long we're taking to take corner kicks now. It's actually absolutely ridiculous. Even throw-ons, like what's going on? So it's just, and the thing is, the goals we're scoring is not much. We're still scoring. There's still a lot of goals in the league. It's just how the goals are coming and who the goals are coming from as well. Because a lot of the strikers or attacking players are not scoring a lot of goals. Why is that? Because it's coming all over the pitch. It's coming from set pieces now. Because the great goals that we expect, like the long ranges or whatever type of goals that we see from attackers are not getting that much. So no wonder we complain about attackers not getting goals. So there's still goals being scored, but it's just how they're being scored. Really, it's just a lot of it will come set pieces. So
just on that point, when you actually deep it, like the players that have the most touches in games that are defenders are like because they're cycling balls and like
even the keeper.
You want to see like as in back in the day it was Fabregas or it was I don't know like Scholes.
You think you're midfielder?
That's who you want to have the most touches, isn't it? Like, but you know, ultimately, I blame this on Nike football to be precise. Back in the day when they used to have them adverts, like everyone had to come and show up. Everyone's there. Remember all the nights? I don't anymore now because they stopped it. But also, just on that as well, I remember they had an advert where it was like players versus the robots, isn't it? So like Ronaldo was in there, Neymar was in there. Like, this is what's going to happen in football, isn't it? Like it's mad when you look at it. But that's, like, the robots, like that's exactly what I think. I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot more going forward, isn't it?
That's a great analogy. Yeah, it's literally flipped. It's flipped. That's a good question. Like, I kind of wonder if you take like, I don't know, if you take like Real Madrid when they had like Ronaldo, Benzema, and Bale, and you put them against like this Arsenal team, do you think the pure just footballing ability would override the systems of today's football? It's interesting.
Very good question.
Interesting debate.
But I would like to think yes. Like, as in, I would love to think yes.
I would like to think so too.
Yeah. Especially because they're not being told, oh, you have to be in this position. They have a connection with their players. Like if this person gets the ball, they know they can run in behind or whatnot. Like whereas, like as in.
But to be fair, we've seen that those kind of matches because remember Chelsea under Jose Mourinho against Barcelona. Chelsea under Jose Mourinho is not dissimilar to Arsenal now. So and we saw those games against Barcelona. We saw those games against the Inter Milans and things like that. So
I think Arsenal are probably better coached now, though. I think whilst we were good defensively, I think Arsenal got threats defensively and offensively. Like as much as people banter Arsenal about how they play, I think you guys mainly play like that because everyone just sits behind the ball.
Most definitely. That's why I don't take it seriously. That's why I don't play that narrative.
Goes back to narrative seriously. They've got all the tools really to do whatever they want, and but unfortunately they choose to do this. I mean,
but I don't think that we choose to do that. I think like literally like what Habib just said, teams come to the Emirates and play 11 behind the ball. So then because that happened to us a lot last season, and we couldn't break them down. And the narrative was Arsenal not creating chances. Well, there's teams are coming to our house and just playing 11 behind the ball. So we had to sort of find another way. Okay, cool. You want to play 11 behind the ball? Cool. We'll hit you with this.
That's fine. But then when you go ahead, why do you put 11 players behind the ball?
Bro, that's what frustrates me. I'm not gonna lie. That's what frustrates me. The fact that we don't go.
You're trying to find new ways to get goals, which is completely fine. But, you're still playing. When you go ahead, you went 2 ahead against Wolves.
Oh my god!
It's like so. It does slightly contradict the point that you're trying to make. That we're trying to find new ways, and it doesn't make sense.
I know. So in that regard, I have to agree with you. It don't make sense, and that's what frustrates me because you got the goal. Go and kill them off. Go attack. Go play your football. We don't do that. We still play football with the handbrake on.
But a goal that should open up the team more because that team will now obviously have to come forward a bit more to get goals.
But I think I think it's like Arteta. Obviously, like Arsenal haven't got over the line so many times, and I think he's just looked at it like, how pragmatic can I be, kind of thing. In it, like I'm going to be as pragmatic as I need to be to win this league. I think you guys don't accept this next season. So if you're in the title challenge next season and you're still playing like this, and you lose goals points because you're playing like this, then it's not acceptable. Whereas this season,
I don't accept it this season. The only reason why it's being accepted is because we might win the league playing this way.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, and I think Arteta can use it as an excuse. Oh, any means possible, we're going to get the trophy. Kind of
literally.
Yeah,
literally.
I get it. Anyway, look, I'm not knocking them because, as I said, I always make it clear you play however you want to play. But for us neutral, sometimes you just want to see a bit more football, and it's not exciting, especially when it's been replicated by almost every single team in the league. The only 3 teams in the league that do play football is Fulham, City, and Liverpool. Those are the only 3, really.
Would you not say Chelsea as well?
No.
I think he played. I think he played. No, it's true. I think Chelsea plays as well. I think Chelsea.
I watching Sunderland though. I will say because
Yeah,
even though they don't play, they still
expensive with it, man. I don't play like these guys.
Do you know
I
what?
watch
I've only seen a couple games. I ain't seen bare.
Yeah,
I only watched them play against the big team, so I can't say.
Yeah, I think we're just not good enough, man. It's not that we can try and play football. We're just not. We haven't been good enough.
Actually, you don't really have the players for it because
we don't have the players.
Menu, Casemiro, and Snot.
Yeah. We don't have any. It's just not. Yeah, it's just not. What and we have, like, don't get me wrong, we've got threatening attackers, but it's what's behind it that's not really. It's not what it doesn't really excite you much. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, we'll see, man. But look, I think is one that we wanted to touch on. It will be interesting to see how things shapes up next season. There will be changes made. I know, like, they're going to reduce the time that it takes to take set pieces. Hopefully that helps. I think the stats shows, and I think Arsenal's been top of the stats anyway, that you take more time than anyone when it comes to set pieces.
Brighton is.
No, you are.
I swear, I saw it. I checked it myself. It was Brighton.
No, I thought you were.
That's why I was thinking. Why the hell was Ursula chatting rubbish?
No, I thought you were number one.
Maybe I need to check that again.
I thought last match saw it.
You're crazy, you guys, doing it. That's a lot. But I do like the fact that he did come out, like, even though they lost, like, as in people might say he's been a bit bitter or whatever, but I speak your mind, bro. I love like things like that.
Okay. Opta data shows that on average, Arsenal corner takes 44 seconds, the longest amount of time of their Premier League team. From their point of view, is well worth.
What's this for? Well worth the time because they score. Fair.
Fair enough.
I don't even blame them. Like, I can't, like, if it works and you score from it.
They're like that. Arsenal score for no. If it works, man. Bro, like, if they win the league, we're not gonna come back and start saying, "Oh, they won it by set piece." You won the league, bro. There's no set rules.
Nah, bro. We scored 16 goals from set pieces, and the rest of our goals, and we got the highest goals in open play in the league. So nobody can say it's just set pieces. We scored more goals than Chelsea, more goals than City, more goals than Liverpool, more goals than everybody.
You got the same amount of goals as City. You got the same amount of goals.
But like, as in, I'm pretty sure Gabriel will probably be a goal scorer somewhere. So,
yeah, goal difference is better. You got more, but you are top. UNC are top with 59 goals. Chelsea 53 and United 51.
And from that 59 goals, 16 have been set pieces.
Fair.
So that's not even half.
Okay.
So they count throw-ins as well.
Sorry?
So they count throw-ins as well.
We don't score from throw-ins. When have we scored from a throw-in?
I was curious about the statistic, that's all. And ask a question.
Right, cool. Look, just on the topic of Arsenal, you guys, like, you're now in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. In the next round of Champions League, which starts this week, you got a very nice draw, top of the league, Carabao Cup final. Realistically, how many trophies are you thinking for Arsenal?
Realistically, right at this present moment in time, 2. Literally, Carabao Cup and league.
Babe, how many are you saying?
0. City are going to win the league. They're going to win the Carabao Cup. Chelsea going to win the Champions League and FA Cup, so that leaves.
Oh
Arsenal.
my God!
Unfortunately, that leaves.
I'm
Arsenal
calling the
with
mental hospital for you now, bro. Because these wild takes you need to be examined by a psychiatrist.
Do you not see how we dealt with Wrexham? Anyway, Saeed, how many trophies do you think Arsenal are winning?
I think it's possible for them to get 2, you know.
Yeah, 2. It's
I don't
possible.
think there's a high possibility to get 3, I'll be honest with you. I think there's a high possibility. 2 or 3, I reckon they'll get.
Oh, you think they're winning champ?
I think we're the best suited club to.
They might win everything apart from like the Champions League.
That's what you want.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind though. Yeah,
that's what you want. But I think
that's true. But I don't want you. I don't mind you winning anything else.
But I think we're better suited to win the Champions League than we are to win the FA Cup or even the Carabao Cup, because those are one-off games.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the Champions League's later on as well. Like, whereas like you would know, like by the time you go into the Champions League, you will know where you're finishing the league. Whereas FA Cup and the Carabao definitely like is still.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant because all our games are every home game we're playing is second leg is at home until the final. So literally we can go set up and in the first leg, play our game, and then take them back to our house and finish the job. Literally, I think the Champions League right now is we're set up, and the way we play. If a team wants to come at us. If a team wants to defend against us, defend against us. Like that's how I think. I don't think Europe can really handle how we play. We saw it with Bayern Munich, we saw it with Atletico Madrid, we saw it with Inter Milan. If we play Barcelona, oh my days, we will batter. I've been watching them. We will batter the living daylights out of them if we play Barcelona now.
I like it. Yamal's moving warm late.
Let him move warm. Nkapie will clamp him.
You see his hat trick.
Yeah. It was nice. It was nice. He's not doing that against Nkapie and Gabriel on that side. Remember who's on that side?
Would you guys
Gabriel
get them in
the quarters? He's not doing that against them, man. There.
Would you get them in the quarters or semis if you guys?
Semis.
All right, cool.
So like 2. I'll say 2 at the minute. Possibly 3. And I think we've got a better chance of winning the Champions League than we do the FA Cup.
Okay. Cool.
I'd actually agree with that.
Yeah, I'll just say. Yeah, I'll say Champions. I'll say you can win everything else apart from Champions League. And I'll stick. All right, cool.
Who do you think is going to win Champions League, Tommy?
Who I want to, and who I think. I'll be honest. Bayern. It'll be between Bayern. On that side of the draw will be Bayern and PSG, possibly.
Apparently PSG on a bad patch of form though.
I don't think they haven't been great, so I'll just say Bayern. You know who would surprise me if they win it? It's Atletico Madrid.
I thought you were going to say Bodo Glimt.
No, not Bodo Glimt. Atletico Madrid. But we'll discuss that another time. But I think I won't be surprised Atletico Madrid winning it, or Arsenal. So the 3 I'll say is Bayern, Atletico, or Arsenal. Those are the 3. Obviously, you don't. No, I don't want Arsenal to win it. But those are
the favourites. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the 3.
Not going to put the world champions in there.
I don't think Real Madrid can. I don't think City can.
I'm not going to put the world champions in there.
World champions of what?
I won't be surprised about you guys as well.
Shout no loud.
I just think defensively you might get caught out at times. That's you're prone to make errors defensively back there, and then the keeper can always give out a gift every now and then. So I think that's probably that'll be your downfall. You're a good team. I think you can stand toe to toe with a lot of the teams, but when you got to realize in those big games, it's just the differentiation, the difference between those big teams are like keepers, defensive laps, and those kind of things, and you're likely to be the one to give something away.
Yeah, and also if you do get past PSG, you've got Liverpool, and then if you do get past Liverpool, Bayern are waiting for you.
I can't lie, none of them actually scare me. You know, PSG don't scare me. Liverpool are meaty. Liverpool don't scare me.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you get past those two,
it shouldn't be scared.
Bayern are waiting for you.
And that's what I'm saying. It should be like that. I don't think the only team that I think that's on form and that side of the draw is Bayern. Everyone else can beat each other.
Yeah,
City don't scare me that much, to be honest.
Yeah, no one should be able to be like. I don't think you should go into any of this game thinking, "Oh, we can't beat them."
Yeah,
I don't think it's the case. I think anyone could be able to beat each other on that side of the
quality
draw.
not as good as it used to be. It doesn't feel. Yeah, it's only really Bayern Munich that I'm kind of like a little bit scared of. But even then, I think if we're on it, we can win. I get what you mean.
All right, cool. Look, let's just move on to a bit of Chelsea because we spent a lot of time discussing Arsenal and other bits. And to be honest, if you are watching, we are not trying to put. Well, I'm personally not trying to put the league being boring down to Arsenal. So please, it's not an attack on Arsenal. I know how triggering you guys can be. I'm not trying to put it down to Arsenal, but we're just using Arsenal as an example because obviously Arsenal is one of the prominent teams of the league and one of the prominent teams that does waste time. So it's easier to use Arsenal as an example. All right, look, the Chelsea owners are not a team. You wanted to ask a bigger question in regards to the Chelsea, their spend.
Yeah, I do. So cool. Now that you have no more Abramovich, if Chelsea don't make Champions League, with these owners, do you see yourself competing anytime soon?
Yeah, I do. I think, don't get me wrong, they're not perfect. I think they can do a lot better. I think you can see how good a recruitment policy is by.
Huh?
You can. No, I'm not. Let me finish the sentence. You can see how good a recruitment policy is. Not you can see that our recruitment policy is good. You can see how.
Sorry, have you? Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there because Todd Bowley did an interview earlier this week where the reason why he signed Marco Correa was because Manchester City wanted him. The reason why he signed Mikhailo Mudryk was because Arsenal wanted him. Are you prepared to start that sentence again?
No,
about your recruitment policy.
I'm not saying our recruitment policy is good. Wait. What I'm saying is you can see how good a recruitment policy is by how many hits and how many misses a team has. Now, the fact that Chelsea have had probably the highest turnover of players shows that obviously our recruitment policy is bad, right? Because if you're buying that many people and you have to sell them so soon after, it shows that it's not good, right? The only thing I'll give them credit for is when they do have a mistake, they try to fix it straight away. Like if a player is not performing, they'll throw them away and they'll try again. And it's that persistence that's going to end up landing you with gems eventually, right? But they do need to be better because there's just way too many turnover of players. And I think I was the most disappointed at the start of this season because you've just won the Club World Championship. You've just won the Champions League. So now you've got all the money in the world to spend. And it feels like none of our signings really were big marquee signings, to be honest. The only one who's really hit the ground running was João Pedro. But even him, when we signed him, do you think everyone in the league was like, oh my gosh, Chelsea signed João Pedro, should we watch out? Like nobody really thought that, right? So it does feel like they always take a risk with the signings. I can understand that at the start, but when you start to see progress come in, you want to see us kind of go onto that next level, right? You want to see us sign serious players instead of young players all the time. But I don't think that's going to stop us from competing because I still think that every game I watch, I still see us go toe to toe with all the teams. I don't see any team that's popped us off the pitch. And it is a young team. So as a young team does grow together and learns from their mistakes, I do see them being able to get better and better and better. But the recruitment does need to do better, though, I'll admit. But on the bright side, at least when we do spend our money, we are spending money that we recoup back. So even though we spend a lot, we do have a decent amount of net spend. can't say the same for every team in the league. You know, you look at teams like
Net spend is not real.
you look at teams like Liverpool who spent a lot.
When you look at your bank account, do you look at your net spend?
My bank account is affected by my the more money that comes in, the more money I have to spend. What does that mean?
Big man, you look at what you spend, what comes. Big man, listen. Chelsea, has a total spend. So Chelsea's total spending since the takeover is far higher than any club in Europe. Yeah, we're talking about all the big clubs: Bayern Munich, Juventus, the two Milan clubs, Real Madrid, Barcelona, every club in the Premier League, Man City, Man United, far greater than them. Yeah. Since then, you have spent 1.9 billion plus. So let's just round it up to 2 billion. And you're not competing, for the main objective, which is your league.
Liverpool spent 500 million this season, and then
yeah. We're not talking about Liverpool. We're talking about you. Yeah, don't try to deflect. We're talking about you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Number one.
Cool.
Wait, hold on. Even if Liverpool has spent 500 million this last summer, they're still not in the top 5 of gross spends in the league. Number 1 is Chelsea with 1.9 or more than 1.9 billion. So let's just round up to 2 billion. Number 2 is Man City with 1.23 billion. Number 3 is Man United with 1.1 billion. Number 4, my club, 900 million. Let's just round it up to a billion because everybody likes to throw that billion around. And the number 5 is Spurs. So Liverpool ain't even in the top 5. And they have achieved more in recent years than you.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe if you spent 2 billion, you wouldn't have bottled so many leagues and finished second so many times. So maybe you guys should be spending more as well, you know?
So why have you finished second?
Okay, we haven't finished second. But we haven't finished second, but we've won multiple trophies in that time. We won the Club World Cup Conference League last season. What
big man, nobody cares about the Barnes trophy.
You won
man's talking, man was a proper Iron Napa trophy. Everybody's on holiday.
Listen, in that time when you spent your 900 million, you was in Europa League, so you didn't win them. You didn't collect them. So just because you're in a trophy doesn't mean you have a guaranteed right to win it. If these trophies are so win, why don't you just pick up a cheeky little Carabao on your way to whatever?
No. And listen, Habib, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I criticize my club for that.
This season,
and the two gentlemen over there can vouch. I criticize my manager. That's one of the reasons why I wanted my manager sacked, because we didn't compete for the Carabao. We didn't compete for the FA Cups. After he won the FA Cup in his first season, he never competed again for it. We kept not getting up. We never got past the 4th round. So it's one of the reasons why I wanted him gone, because I'm thinking, how dare you turn your nose up at these trophies? Fair point you made, but your club spends more than everybody. And you are nowhere near. So I have to ask because if Man United spent 2 billion and they're performing like Chelsea, everybody will go crazy. If Liverpool spent 2 billion and they finished and they were behaving like you, everybody will go crazy. If my club spent a billion less, my club spent a billion less, and everybody's going crazy, putting mad pressure on us. Nobody puts pressure on you. So can I ask you? Are you a big club? You spend the most and there's no pressure.
Do you know why there's no pressure?
A big club?
Do you know why there's no pressure? Because if you look at Chelsea's kit and you look closely, there's a big badge that shines in the middle of it.
It's gonna be for the Iron Apple Trophy again. Oh my days.
That badge. I know you guys are not used to winning badges, right?
Iron Apple. This brother, nobody cares about Magaluf. Magaluf is dead. Nobody goes to Magaluf no more.
I know Arsenal fans aren't used to what these trophies means. You haven't had a badge in your crest. So let me explain what this one, out of many badges we've had, let me explain what this one meant for us. It means that we are the champions of the world. Do you know why we're champions of the world? Because we beat PSG in the final. Do you know why you're not the champions of Europe? Because you could not beat PSG. So this is why we're still a big club.
PSG were on holiday. What don't you understand about that? Nobody took that trophy seriously apart from
And
you.
we crying at full time. He went on holiday to me. He was beefing.
Nobody took that trophy seriously apart from you.
Do you know what Hector's doing, right? Do you know when there's a party that you don't get invited to? You're like, I don't want to go to that party anyway. It's a crap party. That's what he's doing now.
You know, I keep like you. I don't think you can like them winning that cup. Like as in, as you said, like as in you criticize your team for not winning the cups, right? So like as in when he's bringing the cups,
no, but
really
trophies that are relevant.
Yeah, like
trophies
to be honest,
that are relevant. That trophy is not relevant.
I was tuning like if Man United was there, we must win it as well. Like I don't care. The only thing I would say though, like
the only reason, listen, if my club was to go into it now, the only reason why I would want us to win it is to shut him up.
The money, right?
Literally.
The money, yeah. Cool.
No, I don't care about the money. The money's not coming into my pocket.
No, it's not going to your pocket. But what they can do, what they can do in it, kind of thing.
The only reason why I would now want us to win it is just to shut up Chelsea fans, because he's not the only Chelsea fan that I know that talks about this nonsense. Yeah, I've got a couple friends that talk about this nonsense as well, and they jar me. Yeah, I got Tottenham friends that talk about the Europa League. It jars me. The fact that we didn't win it when we was in it annoys the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I can hold my hand up and admit it. I can hold my hand up, but you have to also understand why Chelsea are in this position. Like, have we forgotten that you had an owner called Roman Abramovich, who, before Manchester City did all their scams, he was the scam king.
So what you're saying?
Are we forgetting all of that? Are you most definitely? Are we forgetting all the offshore accounts he was putting money into? Are we forgetting what's that lady's name? Marina Scavanaraya? What's her name? You know her better. You know her surname better. Marina what?
It begins with a G in it.
There we go. Her, that woman there. Or the intermediary between her and the agents, putting money in brown envelopes.
Allegedly.
But big man, there's 74 charges, and nobody talks about that. 74 charges. The only reason why you are not being held is because Todd Bowley came out and said, yo, Abramovich was cheating, so don't pin it on me if you lot find out later. That's why. So all those Champions Leagues that you never earned it. All those leagues, you never earned it. Your club never makes money. It loses money. My club pays our board of directors. They take money out of my club. Tommy, your club as well does that, right? Glaziers, they take money out of your club. They don't put money into your club. Same as Liverpool, take money out of their club. Don't put money in their club. Your owners are cheats and scammers.
Listen, guys.
So everything you want needs to be with an asterisk. Everything.
Listen, for everybody watching, I think I can explain what happened. Listen, Hakeem saw the badge on Chelsea's kit and he wondered what that is. He saw he wanted trophy.
So now he's attacking me. He's attacking me. He's not attacking the points I made. He's attacking me, not attacking the points I made. Let's all get that down.
He started doing research on why my team doesn't win trophies, and he looked at me. Chelsea spend money. Why does Chelsea spend money? Arsenal spend money. So why don't we win trophies? And then he looked at their net sales. He saw the most expensive player that they sold was still Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yes, for you guys who are new, you may not know who Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is because it was that long ago. Yes, I can confirm he still is their record sale. So I think, Hakeem's just a little bit bitter about that.
No, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. Historically, I know the club I support. Habib, I know the club I support. Our transfer record is terrible. We don't spend money. Historically, we don't spend big money on players. We produce stars.
A lot, is it?
Historically, yeah, we did. No, 65 million is not a lot.
You spend 100 million on Rice, and that's a lot of money, no?
That's a lot of money. But I'm
saying, 50 million by the way, that's a lot of money. Historically,
that's in recent times. In the last 3 years, we started to spend money. That's because we paid off the debts to the stadium. We've got a mad injection of cash. We can pay our board. Our board members can take money out of our club, and we can still fund these transfers. If your board was to take money out of your club, could you still fund these transfers?
Yes, because the thing you
without selling hotels to yourself.
The thing you keep ignoring is net spend. We can't. Let me tell you why we can afford this. Because we have teams like Arsenal who can spend 50 million pounds on Madueke and 65 million on Kai Havertz. So that's why we can afford it. So if you are questioning why can we afford these things, you need to look closer to home, mate, because you're the one who's funding all of this. All right. Closer to home, please.
I agree with a lot of stuff you're saying, yeah, but like with Akeem, I think the question that Akeem's trying to ask you in a sense, or maybe Akeem should frame it like this: do you think like the way your owners are moving, do you think they will bring you to like to the top of the Premier League anytime soon? Especially like because you said that you're not buying any like established, ready-made players, you're buying talent still, like as in, or a lot of it is like talent. How far does that get you, like in the next couple years? And after a couple years trying, would you now say, oh, like they should change their tactic? And do you believe they will change their tactic?
I think it can, but I think they can do better to get us to it sooner, if that makes sense. I think right now we've got a really solid core. And if you just sprinkle a bit of quality players into certain positions, maybe a quality left winger, quality centre back, maybe another quality goalkeeper, I think we can definitely challenge. But I think at the same time, I still think our squad is good enough and it's a young team. And I think as time goes on, these players do get better. They get to know each other. And like kind of said earlier, even though not everyone who they sign back does well, they just sign so many people, right? So you're bound to get at least one or two gems out of like 5 or 6 people you sign, right? Look at this season. João Pedro was the gem this season. Maybe last season, Pedro Neto was the gem. So I think it still is possible for us to challenge under this ownership, but I think they could have done a better job. I don't think it needed to be as hard as they've made it, in my opinion.
So do you trust them to go and get like because like what it seems like for me, you need like a world-class keeper, you need one world-class centre-back, and you need a striker. That's a span. That's nearly the whole span of your team, right? Do you think that would you trust them to go and get something like that for you to go and challenge in the next like 3-4 years, like 3 years?
And then and also where are these world class centre backs and this world class goalkeeper that because they don't just grow on trees. So which ones have you identified?
Well, I mean, that is also another good point, right? Because sometimes you do kind of have to go into the underground scouting market to find these gems. Because like you said, a lot of these times, not a lot of world-class players turn up. But an example I can give is we won the Club World Cup, right? We knew we needed a left winger. We could have went and signed Semenyo for like maybe like 60, 70 million. But we signed Gittins and Garnacho for a combined 100 million. 2 unproven wingers, right? So that's an example where you could have just signed someone a bit more experienced instead of having to deal with the
Garnacho was proven. He's played in the Premier League for like 3 years now.
But my man's like 1 in 3, 1 in 3 or whatever. Like
1 in 5, man.
Semenyo, yeah, even like, I was even being generous. Like,
but even Semenyo wasn't even scoring that much goals, though. So just to play devil's advocate, at that point, Semenyo only pushed forward this season.
Back in the last season, I would say.
Yeah, but he's the stats that he's proven this season when he weren't proving that previous season. So he weren't as effective as he was in previous seasons. He is. I think.
Yeah, go on. Sorry. No, I was gonna say I still think Hughes was still the best of the rest, though, because at least even still with Garnacho, he was still mad inconsistent.
If you look at it, I reckon Garnacho's stats was probably better than Semenyo last season. I don't know if I'm just thinking from the top of my head. I just don't know, but I just think it was probably better than Semenyo.
Maybe the point is like you were getting a 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 player as opposed to like a 1 in 2. Like, is someone more consistent? And that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, I get like as in you can find the gems, but are you going to find someone that's going to not guarantee you, but like as in showing that they can actually produce this kind of form, like 1 in 2, like week in, week out.
That's what I would like, because to be honest, I feel like the players who end up doing the best for us out of all the signings are those kind of obvious signings, right? Caicedo, he's an obvious signing. He signed him for 100 million. Cucurella, he's kind of an obvious signing, right? Man City wanted him. He signed him for how much? Even though Fofana's been injury prone, he's still probably our best centre back, right? He was like an obvious.
Sorry to cut you off. Yes, I don't think Garnacho got, and then it wasn't.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm being generous because I don't want to be wrong.
Semenyo did well.
So then you got 6 and then you got 11. Yeah.
Yeah, last season. I was thinking last season Semenyo did well, especially towards the back end of the season. He was firing because I was looking at him thinking, yo, maybe we can. For my club, I was thinking, yo, maybe we can bring him in and do something and improve him.
I just think you need to have a mix. I think it's good to find those gems, but sometimes just mix the gems with the obvious people. Whereas I think you go too heavy on the gems route, not enough on the obvious route, and that's where you start seeing us flip so many players coming in and out, because we just sign a gem, they don't do that well, and then we just sell them and not give them a chance. It kind of doesn't really like the point that you're signing a young player, so you would think you'd give them time to develop. Like, for example, I wouldn't be surprised.
These big clubs, you don't get that much time. I know, like unless they're like you're coming through your academy, the 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old come through your academy and they're not if you're spending like 60, 70 million on a young talent, he's not really going to, and he's 19, he's not really going to get them much time most fans are going to want him to hit the ground running.
I think it's the opposite. I think you only get time if you've got a lot of money put on you, because even like we had a player, Tyreek George, as well. He had like a season and a bit. He was actually quite promising, but because we kept on signing other players for more money, they automatically go ahead of those guys in the pecking order. And then, unless the young players are absolute world beaters, they just end up getting sold, right? So sometimes I think even then, like the young players don't really get as much. The young players that come through your academy have even less time than anyone else, because it is football is very political as well in that sense as well.
Great. Cool. We don't have much time to spend on this any longer. Look, just to play that advocate, I know obviously like they have spent a lot of money and hasn't resorted into a lot at the moment, but they have bought germs. Like I think they have bought more germs than players that what do you call it? What should I call it? They bought more good players than bad players, should I say?
No, we haven't. I promise you, we haven't.
I think it's the opposite.
I think it's the opposite.
If you look at the list of players we've bought,
Tom.
The list of players. Well, let's go through the list of players now.
Go through the list of players that Chelsea have signed, and you'll see. Trust me.
Yeah, I think it's Tom.
Let's go Casado. You tell me the bad players, and I'll name the players. Casado.
Go and search a list of all the players that Chelsea signed.
Let's just play this game.
Casado, you say the bad players. Say one bad player.
Good signing.
Name a bad player that you haven't.
Did they buy no Gittins?
Gittins had no season. Are you going to label him as a bad player straight away?
Okay, he hasn't done nothing. Every time I seen him,
I get that.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna label. Okay, cool. That's unfair. It's unfair. You're right, Tom. That's unfair of me. That's unfair. But he's done absolutely. I even saw him last season.
If anything, Gittins should get more.
All right, let's play the
game. Get more grades than the natural. Gittins has just come from German league.
Okay, cool. I've got the list here, right? I'm gonna go for all of the players we've signed, and for each player, just say hit, miss, or undecided, right? So we'll just go through it quick. All right, Cole Palmer.
Hit. Obviously, yeah.
Enzo Fernandez.
Great for me.
Jorge Petrovic.
Who's that?
The second keeper.
You sold him already, though.
Yeah.
And you probably sold
him. So that was a miss.
No, wait. Did you sell him for more than?
I think it was for profit. To be fair, I think it was for profit.
So how was that a miss for them?
Okay, fair.
It's the point we're making.
More than what you bought them for. How was that a miss? You tell me.
Okay,
it's just that they're good at dealing about in terms of the player.
Did they buy him?
At least they're pushing them away for more money.
I heard that, Tom. But they signed this player with the intention to play for Chelsea.
No, but Chelsea's plan is not like that. You're thinking the intention. They might be signing these players to sell them on for more.
All right. Okay. We'll say
Chelsea. You're accepting that.
We'll say middle for that.
I can't accept that as a hit.
We'll say middle
because they sold him for more. So what?
They sold him. They sold him. He couldn't
It
get
was a
into their
miss.
team.
So
He couldn't
what-
get
so
into their team. Cool, I heard they sold him for more. I heard it. Cool. Brilliant. Cool. I heard they sold him for more. But they sold, the fact that they sold
okay,
him,
what-
he couldn't
so
get
what
into
you
their
saying?
team.
Not because he's playing now perfectly for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But he couldn't get into their team.
No, but he's
They
still
bought
playing.
him.
Bournemouth
Okay.
couldn't have bought him if they didn't have to let go of Kepa. To be fair, they had to let go of Kepa, so that's why they bought him. I don't see this either.
I can't take that as a hit.
I can't like the list has started strong, but that's how I want to get through it. Malo Gusto for 26 million.
Hit.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah.
Fofana for 75 million.
That's 50-50 because he hardly plays.
Because that's his injury though. So that's
There we go. So we can't say it's a hit.
I'm saying I'll say it's a hit. Yeah.
their control is undecided. That's like what do you want
Yeah,
him to
that's
do?
what I'm saying. 50-50 undecided. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not saying it's a miss.
Okay,
I'm not
assess
saying
him when he
it's a
plays.
miss.
When he plays, is it a bad player? Is it a good player when he plays?
When he's not getting sent off, he's a good player.
No, let's be serious, bro. When he plays, is he a good player or is it a bad player?
He's a good player. He's a good player. He's a good player. He's a good player.
Thank you.
But undecided at the minute because he
Yes,
doesn't play.
But does that make
play
it
enough games?
Those are unfortunate incidences. Bro.
Most definitely.
Not their control, bro.
Most definitely. But we had
Let's just start saying this. Let's just start through the rest of the list.
Wait. What we're trying to establish here is: are they buying? Is it a bad player that they bought, or is it a good player? They bought a good player, but he's getting injured. What can they do about that?
Yeah.
I heard that.
What are we establishing here? Tell me what we're
Injuries.
establishing here, and then we'll know.
All right. Yeah. What are we establishing? What are the parameters of this hit and miss?
For me, are they good players or bad players? So
For me,
you
can sign a good player, but then he
wait. Because what we're seeming to do here, we're making up the rules as it goes, in it. What is a hit? What's a miss? Establish what's a hit. Establish what's a miss.
All right, cool. I also believe you can sign a good player and he can flop at your club. You can sign a good player. He could be injury prone. He wasn't injury prone there, but he's now injury prone here.
It was. Don't say that.
That still can't be a hit.
It was injury prone. I was sitting, bro, when he was on long-term injury at Leicester. It was sitting right next to me when I was watching a Leicester game at Leicester Stadium. So don't say that, bro. It was.
I'm pretty sure Habib's laughing because these are the names that we shouldn't be debating. Like he's got one.
No, because you guys coming. For me, okay, wait. I'll tell you what. For me personally, you guys gonna define what a miss is, because I'm saying a hit is one, a good player. Like every time I see him play for Chelsea, I think this is a good player. He's got potential.
Yeah, one of our players. Yeah,
one of our good players. Second is even a hit for me as well is if you don't play and you don't work out for Chelsea, and I sell you for more for the club. Of course that's a hit, because there's other clubs like your club and my club that players that don't play. We're selling them for considerably less. So that is a horrible miss. So how's that not a hit for them? So
I don't see that as a hit.
We're talking about the owners, right? How is that a miss for them? If they're
for the owners specific, or for your football team, for your club, are they playing
for the club? It's still a hit for the club, because now you can go do it again. It gives you another chance to go and do it again. And on top of that, you get more money. How's that a miss? Tell me how that.
You're talking. So you look at it from the business perspective. I look at it from the on-field perspective.
For the club, and for the club. Forget the business and for the club, because what happened is if you buy a player, let's say you go and buy a player now, and then it doesn't work out. Like you're saying,
like Gyökeres,
you gonna sell him for 20 million.
That's a miss.
Like us, give you an example of a player that we bought.
We bought him for like 20 million. If we sold Molasses for more than 20 million,
we bought Molasses for 13 or something like that.
But
we
probably, So if we sold Molasses, I would say
2 million, 2 to 3 million. See what I'm saying? That's a miss.
Yeah, but for me, a miss is if I sign you.
You gotta take, for example, it's a miss.
Cool. But if I sign you, and I have to sell you within a year, that's a miss.
But if I'm selling you for more, how's that?
Even if I'm selling you for more, because I'm not buying you, I'm buying you to play for my club.
Bro, how's that a miss? I don't think that's a miss, bro. I think that's a bonus, bro. You're selling
because you're looking at it as a business perspective. I'm looking at it on field as a footballer's perspective.
No, but that means I
You
could go
can't.
try
If I'm
and-
buying you and you can't reach the level of my playing style.
Shouldn't be,
You
it
can't get
shouldn't
onto the pitch. You're a dud.
It shouldn't be. In that case, we can talk about Arsenal, the amount of misses on your team as well.
Facts, I do. You know I do.
Exactly. So what I'm saying. So we
You
can
know
talk
I
about
do, Tom. You know that's my
But
parameter. You know that.
they're at least selling these players for more. So how's that a miss? I don't take that as a miss, bro. You're selling it for more, bro.
All right, cool.
All right, we'll quickly rattle through the list, and everyone can have their opinion on who's hit or miss, right? And then we'll just see. So we did Fofana for 75 million, mixed, but I think it's either a hit or 50-50. Raheem Sterling,
that's a miss.
For 47 million. Nkunku for 52 million.
Miss.
Who's that?
Christopher Nkunku. See, miss. Forget it. Carry on. Move on. He said, "Who's that?" Move on.
Axel Disasi for 38 million.
Who?
Miss.
Who's that?
Disasi.
The centre back.
Miss, yeah.
Oh, it's on loan, not yet. It's undecisive yet.
Oh, Tommy, my face.
Go on.
So because now they'll sell it for 10 million more.
Benoit Badiashile for 35 million.
Miss.
Yes, yeah, that's
a miss. Carney Chukwuemeka for 20 million.
Well, you sold it to.
But I don't think it wasn't for a profit though.
No, what is it? Is that Dortmund? I think you sold it for this probably the same though.
Yeah. For me, at Chelsea's a miss.
No, but hold on. They stole it from Aston Villa though. It wouldn't even spend their piece.
I think they pay compensation though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They stole it from Aston Villa. Forget it. That's a miss. Carry on. Move on.
Caicedo for 115.
That's a hit.
That's a hit, yeah. This is an interesting one. Nicholas Jackson for 32 million. I
think that's a hit.
For the money you paid for him, and I still think there's a player in there, but I think Olga was a miss though.
I'm still undecided about him because sometimes even with Bayern, I look at him and I'm like,
32 million is a lot of money for Nicholas Jackson.
No, I said I'm undecided. Oh,
that's a hit, man.
No, I said I'm undecided because more than that. I look at him. I look at him sometimes for Chelsea, and he looked good some games, and some games he looked like he was garbage. And now I look at him at Bayern, and sometimes I'm still undecided.
He plays for Bayern. He doesn't want to play, bro.
Yeah, I know. But in the beginning of the season, when he was him and Kane, when Kane was playing as number 10, he played okay.
He didn't play.
When Kane was behind him and he was up top, he played okay.
That's only happened like once or twice, bro.
Okay, undecided. I'm undecided anyway.
I'd only say the only reason why I say hit is because I feel like we can sell him for more than we bought him for.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a hit, man. It's a hit, and he's done well. It's like sometimes you need to understand. Yeah, it's like when you're caught. If you're saying players that hit, there's certain players that can only take you a certain as far. Nicholas Jackson can take you to that top 4. Nicholas Jackson's not a player that they probably bought.
They'll go and win the league. Yeah, definitely.
You need to understand that as well.
No, facts.
That's
how I feel about Ollie Watkins.
Huh?
That's how I feel about Ollie Watkins. Sorry.
I'll say it. Rob Sanchez for 25 million.
Oh, that's a lot of money, bro. I didn't realize you went for that much.
Rob, next.
Yeah, I'll say it's a hit and miss with him. Like, it's probably
he's still got time to turn it around, so I'll put it as
you paid for what you got, basically. I guess.
Yeah.
Kukureya, that's a hit.
That's a hit.
Mikhailo Mudryk for 88 million. Yeah.
Thank you, Happy. Thank you for taking that one. Thank you.
Yeah, Lord. Okay, yeah.
Thank you for hijacking that
one. 5 seconds. I didn't know it was 88 million, buddy. Yo.
I thought it was more, to be honest with you.
Kalidou Koulibaly for 33 million.
Miss.
Okay. I bet you guys will even find it.
Yeah.
Okay, Noni Madueke, a hit because we bought him for 30 million, sold him for 50, whatever. So that's a hit. Leslie Okuchukwu, I think we sold him for less, so I think that's probably a miss.
Oh, is that the one that's gone to
Burnley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Joao Felix for 44 million.
Miss.
Yes, yeah.
How much did you sell him for? You sold him for a bit, though.
We actually sold it for a profit, funny enough.
Exactly. That's a hit, man. Anything you sell for a profit is a hit for me. I don't give a damn.
That is that's some dodgy stuff there.
Bruv, they need to look at those finances.
David Datro Fofana for 10 million. I don't think you guys even know who.
How much you even sell Koulibaly for as well? Koulibaly got sold to Saudi.
That wasn't for profit though. That wasn't for profit. I remember. I think that was for like 10, 15 million or something.
No, some of these transfers that Chelsea has to make it, but they need to be investigated. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
all right, cool. We don't have much time. I think we're gonna have to. We don't have much time. We're gonna have to leave it there because I don't think we have much time to discuss anything else today. Really, we got to like 1 hour 30 minutes. I think Chelsea.
I can't believe we cooked Chelsea on the week where we won and everybody else lost.
I didn't even do it. I'm trying to support you guys. As I said, I think I still firmly believe that Chelsea's bought some gems like Esteban, the Sporting Lisbon winger that's not there yet. What's his name? He's another gem.
We should have been doing this for Tottenham, man. That's what we should have been doing next week.
Don't worry.
Uruguay. Is it PS? Kendrick Paez is another gem. So there's a lot of gems there that they've bought that obviously needs to materialize. But the good thing is there's so money. They sell players as well. So whether you like it or not, this gives them an opportunity to go back into the market if you're selling well. So you might hate it.
That's why it's net spend, Hakeem. Net spend. I'm like you guys.
If they're not selling well, they're not going to have the funds to go back into the market. So, and it's the reason why someone like us, we're struggling. We're not selling well. We can't go back into the market. We have to rely on Champions League football and so forth in order to go into the market. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Anything else to touch on quickly before we come off? Because we don't have anything else to talk about.
Nah, we'll save Tottenham for another day.
Yeah, we'll save Tottenham. We'll discuss Spurs, but we'll save them for another day. I think Chelsea took the battering for Spurs unintendedly, not for me anyway. It was Akeem. Akeem had this plan all along. But all right, cool. Thanks, people. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification to know whenever we upload. We'll be back next week with the Premier League back on. I might try and do like a Champions League preview tomorrow if I get the chance to. And that's it, man. Thanks again, boys. We'll be back.
Peace.
Peace.